Hey everyone, welcome to K6 Outdoors. In this episode, we're going to go over the Mahindra Max 26 XLT and go into a little detail of why I chose it. Is it right for you? Is it not right for you? Stay tuned. How's it going, everybody? Let's dig into this Max 26 and all that goes with it. So a couple other reasons why I chose this tractor, right? So price aside, there's many features of this Max 26, specific to this XLT trim level. The XL isn't a whole lot different. There's a few less features in it, but overall it's the same tractor as far as the guts are concerned, which is the important part. This runs a 26 horsepower Mitsubishi engine. It's been around for a long time. And from my understanding, is a very reliable engine. It also is mated with a 2-speed transmission with low, which is low. This goes as fast as 5 miles an hour, and then you can go down as slow as you want, obviously, with the hydraulic hydrostat. In high gear, you lose a lot of power. It's more for transporting things, but you can get away with some things. It will go as fast as 10 miles an hour, which is interesting to know. That's a fact I couldn't find anywhere before I tried to work through that. So let's spend a time looking through some of the features here of why I chose it. Kind of the noticeable differences between this and the smaller subcompact class, because this is considered a compact tractor. May not be as big of a chassis, but it definitely has a tractor chassis. And the way the engine is bolted to the frame, there's no subframe to it really. It's the frame and engine, how a typical tractor is built. So let's spend a little time looking at the features of this and maybe some of the benefit ones that you'll see why I chose this tractor over the smaller series. Let's work through some of the features of the tractor, maybe why I chose it versus the series below it. Here we're looking at the loader of the tractor. It's pretty beefy. This tractor will lift, they measure right from here at the pivot pins, will lift up to its max height. It will lift a total of 1,402 pounds. A lot of weight, right? I mean, obviously you got to consider, farther you get out in front of yourself, you're going to have more or less, amount of lifting capacity. The farther you get out from center, the harder it is to lift it. But it will lift that to a height of 82.7 inches. It's pretty high. I'll show you guys that here. Ground clearance on this tractor is actually really pretty amazing. Sits off the height. The minimum it says on the spec sheet is 11.4 inches. You've got quite a bit of space down there. I mean, obviously you don't want to be probably going through super tall brush. There are filters underneath there. Could get punctured, but you've got ground clearance to get away with some things. The other thing that is important to note on this XLT HST, so the hydrostat version, the rear PTO here, it actually gets 20 horsepower to the rear PTO, to whereas if you start talking the 16 series 1626, they only put down to the PTO 19 horsepower, so whereas this one's at 20 horsepower. A couple other features I really liked about this, why I chose it. I really like the fact that this has got an adjustable steering column. Down here you can adjust it to several different positions. It's nice. It gives you a little more space to get on and off the tractor. So let's talk a few more specs here on the tractor. The 3-point here in the back. It's interesting to note, this does have a pretty high lift capacity on the back. It says it will lift up a total of 2,315 pounds with the rear 3-point. Pretty impressive, really. Pick up a bale on the back and a bale on the front with those specs that they give you there. Pretty impressive stuff. They're pretty beefed up in the back. You know, obviously there's a few things, you know, you're going to get with a standard tractor. It'd be nice to have a hydraulic top link eventually, but you know, for a basic tractor, it is what it is. On the back here, the Mahindra comes standard with a drawbar in the back here. Basically, that just pulls out so you can tow things with it, right? It's kind of a nice feature to have. You can push it underneath it when you're not using it, only if you don't have the mid PTO option. But you know, that is the option you have there. If not, it does store up here behind the seat. So if you do have the mid PTO, there is a place to put it. It's really specific to this tractor, but it is a new addition. This M Comfort seat is amazing. The armrests are great. The seat belt's actually got a spot for it. So that's a good, really good benefit that's been added to this tractor. Another thing that's kind of fun that my daughter likes to do when riding is it's got a little meat bar on it. It's kind of cute. Daughter likes to do that while riding along. Keeps it fun and interesting for her, and she likes going on tractor rides. A good reason to talk to your wife and letting you get a tractor just so your kids can ride along on it. Really doesn't work that way, but it worked out in my favor, I guess. Another reason I chose this is just the sheer amount of space you have for the driver to ride. I can get up on this with no problem and still have plenty of room to move back and forth. The seat slides back and forth with this bar here, and it isn't an issue. I've you know, had several friends sitting on it, like, man, they're like, this thing is comfy. Yeah, it's got plenty of room, which is great. A couple other features I like about this tractor. On the side here, it's got a spot for your cell phone holder. Hole is really big phones even. I've got the S20 Ultra, and it fits in there to no issue. It's got the AC plug-in for your phone to charge it. Haven't had to do that yet, but you know, that's a handy spot to have. This is another great thing they added in here. This holder in the side here, I actually upgraded this to a bigger ammo can. At least they give you the option for storage on this side. Previously, you know, they just said, hey, you have a tractor with nowhere to put things. Not ideal by any means, but that's how it goes. As I mentioned in the previous preventive maintenance video, we talked about this treadle pedal. This treadle pedal is kind of handy. You know, I thought at first I'd like the side-by-side pedal, which is on this side. You know, you have the left-right brake, and you can separate them, you know, if you need to turn better. But you have the treadle pedal there, you know, for going forward and backwards. I actually really like it. I think if you had really small feet, it wouldn't be necessarily great, but I've had an issue with it. And I find it super easy when you're doing loader work, just going forward and back. That's been most of the work that's gone through this tractor so far. It's just been different loader work. Aside from the box blade work and the tilling stuff, you know, the loader's been used and abused pretty hard already, which is what it's meant for, right? I guess the biggest improvement on this tractor, it wasn't even, you know, some of the stuff I've talked about, is this loader handle being down here next to the seat. All day comfort. I've moved 60 ton of rock in a day, you know, and not had an issue there. This down here on the front, you'll see a little knob here. This slides up and down so you can adjust your 3-point stop. That's nice. There's not a lot. I know the smaller tractors don't have that. At least a couple of the series don't. And it's nice to have a spot to always put your 3.2 when you're doing things, you know, box blade or whatever else it is you're doing with the blade. This quick hitch on the back, I mean, it makes a huge difference. I'm the first time tractor owner. I don't know what I would do without it. I'd have a hard time hooking up a lot of implements by myself, and my back would just be killing me. You can just back right up with this bad boy, and you're just good to go. It's impressive how quickly you can unhook and hook up from an implement and keep moving on. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos where people struggle to get these put on together without pinching their fingers and this and that. Obviously, you need to make sure that your implements are compatible with it, but I highly recommend getting this when you're purchasing a tractor, especially if you're a new purchaser. So that's really all I got to share with you on this episode. Like any time else, got questions about this tractor, let me know. I'll see what I can do to answer what I do know and don't know. Like I said, this tractor has been great for me so far. I'm pleasantly surprised and happy with my purchase. You're spending a good chunk of change doing something that's reliable. I'm going to do a follow-up video of this. I'm kind of going to do a good, bad, the ugly. Maybe some of the issues I've had with this tractor, Minor, but they're issues. Things to look out for, things that people have had issues with these tractors, and you know, and just kind of looking out for yourself. You know, the big guy, Mahindra, you know, they're putting out tractors, or whoever it is making for them, and yes, there's been questions about warranty and their service commitment, but at the end of the day, making sure you've got a good reputable dealer nearby that's going to take care of you is the important part. So until next time, guys, life's going to throw challenges at you. Just remember, my dad keeps telling me, there's not much you can do about things. Sometimes you have to say, it is what it is, and get on with life. Until next time.